Is faith something that matters a lot to you?
Yes, my faith does matter to me, and I believe in God, and I do believe in the power of prayer. My daughter Tara had a very bad car accident in 2014, and she suffered severe head injuries. She was airlifted to Beaumont. She was in a coma for 9 days, and we nearly lost her. And I honestly believe. Of course, I thank the surgeons for the huge work that they did, but I also believe in the power of prayer, because Tara had said prayers were said for that girl right across the country in every church. The local church in Ahabog had a special mass for our Tara to pray for her recovery. And so many other people said prayers for Tara. It was quite overwhelming to see the support that we got as a family from our community and indeed the wider community across the country. And Tara actually, she made a wonderful recovery. And only 3 weeks ago, she's married to Gerard, and they live in County Leitrim. And only 3 weeks ago, their first little baby boy, James Eric McGovern.
Lovely. And is that a day that you thought at one point you mightn't?
We never thought, well, at the time when we were in the middle of when Tara had her accident, no, we never thought we'd see that, because she had to learn to walk again, and she had to learn a lot of things, but she made a wonderful, wonderful recovery. And I believe that it was the power of prayer that helped that recovery and helped us through what was a very, very difficult time in our lives.
Talk about the misunderstanding about the past in relation to your husband and the Orange Order. Do you think the same misunderstanding might apply when there was criticism over Catherine Connolly hiring Ursula Ní Shionán to the Oireachtas? You know, I spoke to Eamon O'Keefe about this, and he said he was very critical of the response to the Orange Order story, but he was also very critical, saying of the response to Ursula Ní Shionán, saying, you know, she was someone who had this involvement in the past. She was a Republican prisoner, but she came out. Do you think that same misunderstanding applies to her?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, I'd just like to clear up some of the understanding around the Orange Order. My husband joined the Orange Order when he was a young lad. He joined with his father. It was a cultural organisation. It was to protect religious identity and also to maintain their heritage. I think that's somewhat different to what people's understanding of it is, and his membership lapsed when the troubles escalated and started in Northern Ireland, and it was very much something that young people did. But I come from a community, and it's not about green and orange. It's about neighbours. It's about helping each other out, and I often tell the story about when people went to. The Protestants went to the 12th of July for the parade. If the rain came, their Catholic neighbours went out and saved their hay. That's the background I come from. And indeed, when the Ancient Order of Hibernia had their parade in August, the Protestants went and milked their cows if they were late getting home. So that's the kind of a background I'm talking about. I'm not talking about something that other people have. That's the kind of a community I come from, and that's the understanding where I am of the different organisations that we all know is against the Good Friday Agreement, and I don't think I need to say any more about them.
If there isn't a smear campaign, then why did Ivan Yates, who's a former Fine Gael TD, why did he say that he would smear the BJ's out of Catherine Connolly's campaign?
Yeah, well, Ivan Yates, I think it's over 25 years from Ivan Yates was in Fine Gael, and indeed Ivan Yates has his own opinions. It's certainly, he's not giving me advice on my campaign, nor are we taking his advice.
Have you spoken to him throughout the campaigin?
No, I haven't. I said hello to him when I was I was just passing in at the Ploughing Championship. I have not spoken to him, absolutely not. And that's Ivan Yates's view. I can tell you my view. I'm not. I think it's wrong. It's wrong the same way as, I can't be responsible for what Ivan Yates says, nor can Catherine Connolly be responsible for what Joe Brolly said, for that matter, because what he did was, it was unacceptable, totally unacceptable.
I just want to focus briefly on your time in government, because you did say at the start of the campaign, judge me on my record in the many departments that I have served. Lucy O'Farrell, who's a woman I also previously interviewed, and her son was killed in a hit and run, Shane. She said you ignored Shane's death for 14 years that when you were Justice Minister standing in, you read from a script for 6 months. How would you respond to that? Like, did you ignore that particular case?
Well, I listened to Lucia. First of all, I have huge sympathy for Lucia O'Farrell. She lost her son, Shane. I spoke to Lucia, I think it may have been 2012. I spoke to her at length, and when I came off the phone from Lucia, I can tell you there was tears in my eyes because of what she had gone through. And her son, who was studying law, was involved in a road accident. And I absolutely have huge sympathy for her. I did make a number of representations on her behalf when she contacted my office, and as well as that, when I was Minister for Justice, there was an independent process that was being headed up by Judge Houghton at the time. And if I interfered in that, I could have derailed it. So all I can say is anybody that came into my office, or anybody that came to me with a problem, I always tried to help them. I did my best, and I'm sorry if Lucia felt that I didn't do enough for her. I felt I did everything I could.
She said she wrote to you in May 2014, but you never replied to her.
No, I did reply. She certainly contacted me. I know I made representations on behalf of on her behalf to the Minister for Justice at the time, and I would have sent out whatever response I got.
Okay, and do you just regret, I mean, as a mother, having seen what Lucia O'Farrell went through, do you regret that you didn't maybe do a bit more for her?
Well,
I'm justice.
Well, can I just say I'm glad that she has got a state apology. I'm glad she deserves that, certainly. And I did my best. I really did my best. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if she felt I didn't do enough for her.
Micheál Martin has said he's going to vote for you, or certainly indicated he's going to vote for you. Is that a boost to your campaign?
Yeah, well, I know Micheál Martin very well. I've worked with him. He's a hard-working, decent man. And I have to say, he brought forward the Shared Island Initiative, and I supported him 100% with that initiative. I think it's a great funding scheme to do cross-border projects and to improve relations with Northern Ireland. So I just want to say thank him for his support. This hasn't been an easy week for Fianna Fáil, and we know that. And I have many friends in Fianna Fáil. In fact, my very best friend is a Fianna Fáil supporter and always has been, and her family too. So I have many friends in Fianna Fáil. I have many friends that are elected, whether they're TDs or senators or MEPs. So I'm very grateful for MEPs who have come out publicly to support me, and I have had a lot of phone calls from Fianna Fáil people who will be voting for me, and I thank them for that. But just to be clear here, I am a centre ground politician. I'm pro-European, and I am a pro-enterprise. And I think people are going to have a choice here in this election. So you either go, we have a lot of division in our society. You have left, you have right, and you have far left and far right. But I think it's important that people make that decision themselves. So as I say, I'm a centrist. I won't fall out with our allies. I won't let this country down on the world stage. I have been on many, many trade missions across many different countries with the Enterprise Ireland, with IDA, opening doors for Irish businesses, trying to get more investment into this country. And at the end of the day, that means more good quality jobs for this country, which is huge. It's so important to the success of this country because we can't, our Indigenous companies employ so many people. And those entrepreneurs are the people that take the risks. So I have been out there. In fact, I met a man today here in the town just to say I'd gone to open a facility for him in his business, and he remembered me coming down as Minister for Business to do that, and he was very grateful that I had taken the time, and his business is still going. So that's what it's about. It's about supporting the businesses, but it's on the world stage. I will represent this country. I won't let them down. I represent it as president, both culturally, diplomatically, and as I said, opening on trade missions that will open doors for businesses. So that's the candidate I am, and that's the choice that people are faced with. And I hope that they choose me, because I believe what is my background, my time working in the credit union, my time as a public representative has shaped me, and that's what I'm offering to the people.
Phil Hogan once upon a time asked Fianna Fáil voters to lend their votes to Fine Gael. Will you be asking the same thing?
Yeah, well, I'll be asking everybody that has a vote to please consider supporting me. I've worked across the board. I've worked with Fianna Fáil. I've worked with with Fine Gael. I've worked with the Green Party. I've worked with the Labour Party, and I've worked with independents. I've worked with all of those parties at different stages, and I got on well with every single one of them. And I see those people to be hardworking TDs, stepped up to the plate and made decisions and took the consequences of their decisions. Labour paid a high price when they came into government in 2011. When you think of the likes of Pat Rabbitte, Eamon Gilmore, Rory Quinn, Brendan Howlett, they all stepped up to the plate. And Catherine Connolly said that they sold their soul. But they serve their country. That's what I believe. They serve their country. What would I say? I'd say to all of those people out there, please consider me. As I said, and I've worked with other parties too. When I was in Monaghan County Council, indeed I worked with Sinn Féin. I sat with them on Christian na Gaeilge, which was the Irish Language Committee, on how we could promote the use of Irish language. So I've worked on it, and I've worked with local councillors on the Ulster Canal. So I have a record of working with people. So if I become president, it's above politics, and I will work with everybody. I will be a president for all.